You're not broke because the system hates you. You're broke because you're insignificant in a world that only rewards value. That sentence hurts, doesn't it? Good. It's supposed to. Before I go any further, subscribe right now, because what I'm about to say will either offend your excuses or build your empire. And I don't speak to people who plan on staying average. Now listen carefully. You think you're poor because of inflation, because of your country, because of your boss, because of luck? No, you're poor because you don't even understand the game you're playing. You walk onto a battlefield blindfolded and then cry when you get shot. Reality doesn't care about your feelings. Reality rewards competence, aggression, intelligence, discipline. If money is energy, then you're a low voltage, weak signal, easily ignored. The marketplace is a ruthless filter. It scans billions of people and asks one question: who is useful? And if your skills are basic, your mindset fragile, your discipline inconsistent, you get filtered out. Silently, brutally. You say you work hard. So does everyone. Hard work without strategy is just sweat. Sweat doesn't equal wealth. Value equals wealth. The man who understands leverage, influence, negotiation, scarcity. That man bends reality. The average man trades time for crumbs and calls it stability. You were trained to be comfortable, not powerful. Trained to seek safety, not conquest. From school to your social circle, you were programmed to aim for good enough. Good enough grades, good enough salary, enough body, good enough life. And good enough is the language of the poor. Because the world is not a participation trophy ceremony. It is high-stakes chess. Every move either increases your power or exposes your weakness. The wealthy think in decades. You think in weekends. The wealthy build assets. You build distractions. The wealthy buy back time. You sell yours for a fixed hourly rate and call it security. That's not security. That's not security. That's a leash. You don't even realize you're wearing it because everyone around you has the same collar. Let me break something down that nobody told you. Poverty is first psychological. Before your bank account is empty, your standards are empty. Before your wallet is light, your ambition is light. You consume more than you create. You scroll more than you study. You complain more than you compete. And then you wonder why you're stuck. Insignificant habits compound into insignificant lives. You think success is one big lucky break. It's not. It's microscopic dominance, repeated daily, waking up when you don't feel like it, studying when it's boring, training when you're tired, building when nobody claps. The man who can delay gratification is dangerous because he understands something monumental. Short-term comfort creates long-term poverty. Short-term pain creates long-term power. You avoid discomfort like it's poison. That's why you stay broke. Discomfort is the entry fee to every higher level. If you are not uncomfortable daily, you are not growing. And if you are not growing, you are decaying. Nature doesn't reward stagnation. In biology, the species that fails to adapt goes extinct. In economics, the man who fails to upgrade becomes irrelevant. Evolution never asks for permission. It eliminates weakness. Soft men create hard lives. Disciplined men create options. You want money, but you don't want responsibility. You want status, but you don't want scrutiny. You want freedom, but you don't want pressure. That contradiction is why you're poor. Wealth is heavy. It requires emotional control, strategic thinking, relentless execution. You can't even control your diet, your sleep schedule, your impulses, and you think you can control millions of dollars? Money amplifies who you already are. If you're chaotic, money makes you destructive. If you're sharp, money makes you unstoppable. So the first question isn't how do I get rich? The real question is, am I the type of person who can hold wealth without collapsing? Most of you aren't. That's why you self-sabotage. You get a small opportunity and you fumble it. You get a raise and you upgrade your lifestyle instead of your assets. You win once and then relax. Winners don't relax. They reinforce. They fortify. They expand territory. Life is war, not physical war. Strategic war. Aesthetic war. Strategic war. Attention is currency. Skill is ammunition. Discipline is armor. Network is alliance. And you're walking around unarmed, scrolling on your phone, laughing at memes while predators are building empires. Do you think billionaires sleep peacefully because they're lucky? No. They understand leverage, they understand systems. Understand that income tied to time is fragile. If you stop working, you stop earning. That's not power. Power is when money moves, whether you do or not. Power is ownership, equity, influence, scarcity. You've been trained to admire celebrities instead of studying entrepreneurs, to memorize song lyrics instead of contracts, to debate gossip instead of market trends. Your focus reveals your future. If your attention is cheap, your life will be cheap. And here's the harsh truth nobody wants to admit. Being average today is financial suicide tomorrow. AI replaces you. Global competition undercuts you. Inflation erodes you. The only protection is extreme competence. Become so skilled, they cannot ignore you. So disciplined, they cannot outwork you. So strategic, they cannot outmaneuver you. Poverty isn't just lack of money. It's lack of edge, lack of hunger, lack of clarity. You drift. And drifting men drown. You need obsession, not motivation. Motivation is emotional. Obsession is structural. It's built into your identity. You don't try to win, you must win. Because losing is unacceptable. Because your family's comfort, your legacy, your name demands it. You think this is dramatic? Good. It should be. Mediocrity is a silent killer. It doesn't stab you. It sedates you. It sedates you. It whispers, relax. You're fine. Everyone struggles. And while you relax, years disappear. Opportunities close. Stronger men pass you. Then one day you wake up 40 years old, still negotiating your worth with someone who would replace you in a week. That is the real poverty. Dependence. If another man controls your income, he controls your time. If he controls your time, if he controls your life. And you accepted that trade because it felt safe. Safety is expensive. It costs you your potential. You must change your internal frame immediately. Stop asking, what job should I get? Start asking, what problem can I solve at scale? Stop asking, how do I earn more? Start asking, how do I become irreplaceable? Shift from consumer to producer, from employee to architect, from participant to predator. Your mind must become ruthless with excuses. Every time you blame something external, you weaken your grip on reality. Take responsibility for everything, even things that aren't your fault. Why? Because responsibility equals control, and control equals power. The moment you say it's my fault, you gain the authority to fix it. The moment you say it's the system, you surrender. And surrender is expensive. So if you're poor right now, good. That's data. But if you stay poor after hearing this, that's a decision, a conscious one. Because now you see the pattern. You see that wealth is not a lottery ticket. It's a reflection, a mirror of discipline, value, and dominance in your chosen arena. And if that reflection scares you, if it exposes laziness, inconsistency, fear, then you have two options: shrink or evolve. Evolve means violence against your old self, not physical violence. Psychological demolition. The version of you that wakes up late, negotiates with the alarm clock, checks notifications before checking goals. That version must be executed. Because he is expensive. He costs you years. And years are the only currency you can never earn back. You keep treating time like it's renewable. It's not. Every hour you waste is a brick removed from the empire you could have built. And the scary part? You don't feel the loss immediately. Poverty is silent at first. You don't feel the loss immediately. Poverty is silent at first. It accumulates like rust. Small compromises, small distractions, small indulgences. Then one day the structure collapses and you call it bad luck. No. It was predictable decay. You were undisciplined in private, so you became powerless in public. Let's talk about identity. Because money follows identity. If you see yourself as a worker, you will always search for instructions. If you see yourself as a leader, you will search for leverage. Your self-image is the ceiling of your income. And most of you installed that ceiling at age 12, when a teacher told you to be realistic. Realistic is code for limited. Realistic is the vocabulary of people who gave up on conquest. The world doesn't belong to the realistic. It belongs to the relentless. To the man who decides his standards are non-negotiable. You say you want 6 figures, but your habits scream minimum wage. You say you want freedom, but your calendar screams dependency. There is a mismatch between your fantasy and your discipline, and reality always sides with discipline. Look at competition correctly. Stop fearing it. Worship it. Competition is proof the arena matters. Lions don't compete over dead land. They fight over fertile territory. If your field is crowded, good. That means there's money there. Your job isn't to complain about saturation. Your job is to become superior. Sharper marketing, better physique, stronger communication, faster execution. The market is brutally simple. The best positioned and most competent wins. Not the most emotional, not the most hopeful, the most effective. Effectiveness is a skill, and skills are built in isolation. While others party, you practice. While others relax, you refine. That gap compounds. 1 year of obsessive focus can separate you permanently from average men. You also misunderstand risk. You think risk is starting a business. No, the real risk is staying predictable, staying average in a world that upgrades every 6 months. The man who doesn't take calculated risks becomes a casualty of someone who did. Risk is the toll you pay for opportunity, but it must be intelligent, not reckless gambling. Strategic aggression. Study the field. Understand supply and demand. Learn persuasion. Learn sales. Learn how humans make decisions. Because money is not paper. It is transferred belief. When someone pays you, they are expressing confidence in your ability to solve a problem. Increase your ability to solve painful problems, and money chases you. Stay mediocre, and you chase money forever. Let's go deeper. Your environment is either fuel or poison. If your friends are broke, complacent, negative, you are breathing toxic air. Humans adapt to their tribe. If everyone around you thinks renting forever is normal, you'll think ownership is extreme. If everyone around you mocks ambition, you'll shrink your dreams to fit their comfort. That is social gravity. And gravity doesn't negotiate. You must consciously upgrade your circle or consciously accept your stagnation. There is no neutral option. Energy transfers. Standards transfer. Beliefs transfer. So audit your environment like your life depends on it, because it does. Another uncomfortable truth: you are distracted because distraction protects you from responsibility. If you're scrolling, you're not accountable. If you're entertained, you're not measuring yourself against your potential. Entertainment is anesthesia. It numbs the pain of underperformance. But numb men don't build empires. They build excuses. Had you calculated the hours you spend consuming nonsense and redirected even half into skill acquisition, your income would transform. But transformation requires sacrifice. Late nights, early mornings, missed invitations, temporary loneliness. That's the tax. And most people refuse to pay it, so they remain spectators. You want a monumental shift? Build proof. Daily proof that you are different. Train your body until weakness feels foreign. Study your craft until ignorance embarrasses you. Track your finances until every dollar has a mission. Intentional living creates momentum. Momentum creates confidence. Confidence creates bold moves. And bold moves create disproportionate rewards. The world overpays decisive men because decisive men move markets. Hesitant men ask for permission. Permission is for employees. Power is for owners. Understand something critical: wealth is not just external accumulation. It is internal expansion. The discipline you build chasing money changes your posture, your speech, your aura. You become precise, intentional, calm under pressure. That composure alone separates you. When chaos hits, average men panic. Leaders calculate. If you cannot control your emotions, you cannot control outcomes. Emotional volatility is expensive. It destroys deals, ruins partnerships, sabotages timing. Mastery of self precedes mastery of money. And stop romanticizing struggle without results. Struggle is only noble if it produces skill. If you've been grinding for years with no measurable growth, you're not grinding, you're looping. Audit your strategy. Are you learning from failure or repeating it? Feedback is a weapon. Use it. The market tells you exactly where you're weak. Low sales, your offer is weak or your persuasion is weak. No promotions, your visibility or competence is weak. Diagnose ruthlessly. Improve specifically. Pride keeps men poor because they refuse to admit incompetence. Finally, internalize this. Nobody is coming to rescue you. Not the government, not your boss, not your family. You are the cavalry. If that thought scares you, good. Fear can be fuel. Channel it into action, into structure, into relentless forward motion. Build assets, build networks, build strength, build a reputation that commands respect. Every day you delay is a day someone else advances. The gap widens quietly, and one day it becomes monumental. So ask yourself, with brutal honesty, are your current habits aligned with the empire you claim you want? Or are you still negotiating with the weak version of yourself who prefers comfort over conquest? Understand this, as we close, poverty is not your destiny. It's a reflection, and reflections change when the man in the mirror changes. The world will not slow down for you. It will not lower its standards. It will not apologize for being competitive. So you have two choices from this moment forward: return to comfort and stay insignificant, or embrace pressure and become monumental. Build skills, build discipline, build leverage. Stop explaining your situation and start engineering your escape. Because at the end of the day, nobody remembers the man who almost tried. They remember the one who dominated his lane and refused to fold under pressure. If this message hits you in the chest instead of the ears, then act like it. Don't just feel motivated, move. Like this video. Share it with someone who needs to hear the truth. Comment below with one action you're taking immediately to level up. And subscribe if you're ready to separate yourself from average thinking permanently. Because this isn't entertainment. This is a wake-up call.